and clear. Real talk with Sam and do every time. Speaking for the people, one voice, one mind, guys.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the SAR is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
And why we should go through this rigorous, chaotic, demoralizing, and inexplicable situation after much cogitation on this clandestine and surreptitious, furtive. He said, and I quote, "I am not a magician. Forgetting words are like egg. Once broken, they are gone. Once spoken, they remain indelible in the heart of man." Come to think of it, do they have the powers, the spiritualism, the abracadabra, the voodoo to perform the magic, and as well transmogrifically transmute and transfigurate this ugly, debilitating, and exasperating situation? I saw it. The locution, "I am not a magician," in its jocularity in quote 1. 2, the uncircumscribed bluster and in a vituperative ululation. I saw it in their hocus pocus explicandum, explication, elucidation, where we thought the shibboleth was a travesty and a parody to lampoon the masses expected a limousine from the government. After the miserly, the niggardly, the chaser-peering, the penurious, and the parsimonious, that I will say and remind us at this point in time that this is democracy. The government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Not oligarchy, plutocracy, and aristocracy. The catchword, the byword, the shibboleth, the locution, the conversion, the paroxysm, the spasm are counterintuitively excruciating, malodorous, horrendous, odoriferous, and odorous. But I pray that there's so much acclimatized transmogrification, there's so much acclimatized transmutation. It's not an act of sarcasm. Could it be that we are heading for better days? Could it be the political Moses that will take us to the promised land? Only on this note will I koto in Japoho, or else I will not koto in Japoho. It's in a political hogomondogos way. Yes, the Muay Thai. We are in a debilitating, lobotomizing, and ignominious political muahaha. Political yo, political holy poly. Tell Mr. President.
noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Mighty, the creator and sustainer of the universe. He is faithful. He is good. He is kind. He is loving. He's just everything. We are grateful that he keeps watch over us institutionally. He keeps watch over us individually. He is the good God. We acknowledge that. And thank you all for coming on. We appreciate all of you. We are always inspired by your presence. You are so good, so special, so kind, so loving, so responsive to everything you people are. So it's another day, but we can get started. God took us from Monday. He has brought us into today, Friday, hovering arts. It is just a good thing to say thank you. He is the God who knows tomorrow. No one knows tomorrow. Everyone knows today, but everyone don't know tomorrow. Only God knows tomorrow. And so this one by Kelly Price, we start off with I Know Who Holds Tomorrow by Kelly Price. With that one, I know who holds tomorrow, no one but God. We are grateful to him. And grateful also to you people, man, for coming on, being with us from Monday to Friday. Yeah, you are so good, so special, man, so extraordinary, so massive. Always. I like to be in your presence. Asian Menza, Grand Kipman County, Rubin Cannon, Saturday Woodwell, Atlanta, Georgia, USA, Matthew Undole, Gbakpolu County, Stephen Sla, Minnesota, USA, Estelle Gplate, Bernardsville Junction, Hype Dawson, Johnsonville, Bobby Gibson, Doe Community, Alfred Dennett, Ben Guy Jr., Silva Washington, Bravo Silly, Matilda Stevens. It's been a very long time, Matilda, but good to see you. Boyman Caddy, Ambassador Walter Morgan Jr., CDC regular intellectual militant, Louis Luangon, River G County, Bapin Paul Lee, Johnsonville, Emmanuel Bro, Minnesota, USA, Stephen Yakadi, District 2, Lower Magibi County, Fred Nimland Diggs, Bobby Gibson, Doe Community, Eds Emmanuel Fire, Magibi County, Zioga, GSA Row Community, Ibrahim Addison, Desta Flomo, Banjo, the Gambia. Jerry Destiny, that's Jeremiah Destiny Floyd. James Jacobs, Louisiana, District 1. Jeremiah Labla, Gaza, Soul Clinic. Hilton Wulejedo, Sino County. Christopher Bernard, Magibi County. Jeremiah, that's Venetia's Bad Nuclear Town. Claude de Paul, La Paix. Jerry Junion, Kakata, Juja Oneway, Johnsonville, Atsarikanen, and the list just running down. Abraham Smart, Magibi County. Rita Christine Hayes, Massachusetts, USA. Brelida Warren, Delaware, USA. Thank you for that. Brelida Warren. My dear sister Orita Sunday Choir. Hi dear, hope that you are faring well. Good to have you on. It's good that you are faring well. The chairman himself, Roman Rico, Kenny Boy, Latupan for short. Chairman, Block 13 Intellectual Center is on. All of you good people, thank you all for coming on. I appreciate all of you. We are always inspired by your presence. You're so good, so massive, so extraordinary. So today is Friday, and we've got just 2 items on our plate, and then we are out. Let's focus on that gender bias. And this is not for all of the women. This is mainly the political women, the women in authority, women who have the voice, even though every woman has the voice, but those who prove themselves as being the ethicist, the culturalist, and everything you can think on. They claim to be experts in politics, experts in women politics, the treatment of women, rights of women, and on and on. This country has always, and if ever was the time for the country to graduate from gender bias within themselves, extending to the male gender, now is the time. You and I know too many things have happened in this country to men, women, boys, girls. And the understanding of the people that these women will speak out, especially the aristocrats, the bourgeois, the political women, the ones who are on social media, on radio stations, calling into radio stations, writing a newspaper, doing podcasts, condemning issues against women, condemning issues against XYZ, a lot more. These women within the political space, I can see why they are struggling for women's representation, especially the quota or that percentage they want, 30% representation. I can also see why they fight amongst themselves. They cannot achieve their goal. And until they can graduate from that mental pettiness and be more patriotic and nationalistic, not discriminating, but live an indiscriminatory life, they wouldn't get. So here is my reference. That incident in red light was wrong. No place of such in our society. No one should ever do that. Only heartless, inhumane, Satanist can do that. It must be condemned with the avalanche of condemnations. Wrong, inhumane, and it's good that we've learned from the police that they've arrested 11 persons to be investigated. Good. But while that is wrong, and while the police have announced the arrest of 11 persons, there is the other side of it, which is my concentration. Most of the women of this country, please accept my description, and this does not go for all of the women. That's why I'm not being generic. I'm not generalizing. I said most of the women in this country, especially most of those who in the political space of every spheres of life politically, they are wicked to the core. Very wicked. Very wicked to the core. Listen, it is not how beautiful you appear. It is not the kind of position you occupy, the car that you ride. It's not the grandiose speech or speeches that you gave at gatherings that present you as a good person, a person who doesn't discriminate. No, it is that good Samaritan instinct, not discriminating, not behaving like the pastor who passed, and then the Levite follow, but the Samaritan that stopped and saw it from a humanity standpoint. Most of the women in this country in the political space, they find themselves in that category we see, the story we see in Luke. The political preacher, the female lawyers, the female politicians, the parliamentarian politicians, just everybody, the parts, and then followed by the second category, meaning they ignore. That woman was ill-treated. That was inhumane. It was degrading. It is condemnable. It is not something that represents our society. We have not seen that. We have not done that. It is a new thing, and we've only come to experience that under the Unity Party government. But I am not imputing it squarely at the feet of the government, because it wasn't the government that did it, but the biased nature of most of the people. You have these women all over the place condemning. They're now talking about womanhood. They're now talking about this. They're talking about that. They're saying all manner of things. When did these political women know that womanhood ought to be respected? When did they get to know? When too many women in this country were disgraced, they were paraded half naked in the street, and these women muted themselves. They did not come up. Please, let's be specific here. Watch this. Watch this saying. Watch this saying, please. Too many women in this country, too many of them, too many were disgraced by different people, by the Liberia National Police, by just almost everybody. Watch this thing. Now, when this occurred, not a single woman of this country in the political space, the legislature, the House of Representatives, and other places, they acted like it wasn't a woman. Is she not a woman? Was that right? That was state security. But they had not the audacity to condemn it. And let me be specific here because I've been reading the comments before I got on the air. And let me start with the pro tem. That was very hypocritical of the pro tem, Yomli Kanga Lawrence. Excited and motivated that the police went in and did an arrest because the woman was disgraced. This woman that I just showed you people, is she not a woman? Look how she was treated. None of them opened their mouth to condemn the police act. None of them saw her as woman. But because they are partisans of Unity Party, because they are supporters of Unity Party, so it was in their favor. That woman was being disgraced. She was being half naked. They saw it on the screen. They never came out to say, we watched a video. Just as Yomli Kanga Lawrence said, I watched a video, a disturbing video on social media of a woman. They acted like they did not see it. And the other ones come, you got to respect womanhood. Women are not respected in this country. Nobody respects you as a woman if you first don't respect your fellow woman. The reason you people are down and people look down upon you people, and not every one of you, I'm talking about those one who are just discriminatory. Because the way you allow politics to take away the humanity from you people. Because that woman was around the CDC headquarters. So the rest of the women in this country politically, they concluded that she is a sedition. So it wasn't anything necessary to come in condemnation or to condemn. It wasn't. They say, oh, that's sedition. They concluded. Red light incident, then they're screaming all over the place. That is why you people have to stop this whole thing. Oh, the women there, women there, women there, women there, women there. You have dropped that nonsense. Let your treatment cut across. When you discriminate there on Sunday, you go in the church and you think that you are a Christian. A Christian is that person who does not discriminate, who does not pick and choose. Because God in heaven does not pick and choose. A Christian cuts across everywhere, irrespective of race, creed, border. They disgrace too many women in this country. And we're following the events. We look up to here to see whether you people will say anything. But nothing. Because they naked the woman in red light, then they jumping on social media. That now you know? What's about that lady? Before that lady, there were women that the police drag. Recently, when the protest was called, I think by Stand, Solidarity and Trust for a New Day, we have those videos, the pictures. We have them in our gallery here. Look how the police drag those ladies, half naked them. Did Yomli Kanga Lawrence and the other women come out to condemn the police action? No, they acted like they did not see it because they are within government. They saw those people as peasants and downtrodden. They were not necessary to say anything about. Today, they're shouting and screaming all over the place. You should find yourself somewhere. You're shut up. You're shut up, I'm telling you. You're shut up and sit down because you people are wicked to the core. You people are wicked. And you people are the ones who are making things hard for other women in this country. You people who call yourselves ministers and pro tem and representatives, you people are the ones who are making things hard for the other women. Because you are discriminate. Now you know. If God in heaven were to send Angel Gabriel down to do an appraisal, he will look in all of your faces and say, you people are wicked, you people are Satanists. What happened to that woman that was half naked? What happened to those girls that were dragged by the police and other people? Why you didn't condemn it? That's why some of you, when you pray, God don't answer your prayer. Your thing, when you put 500 US, 300 US in the basket because of your status, so you think that God has answered your prayer or God has accepted your worship. God has never ever accepted any worship once you have discriminated against his humanity. That's what Martin Luther King said, injustice to all is injustice to one is a threat to all. It's injustice to all. Let it be that way. When one person is affected, let it affect everybody. If you are advocating for women, let it be for all women, irrespective of their status. Why will profit you? Look at how that woman was disgraced by your Unity Party police, Yomli Kanga Lawrence, and other women, the Female Lawyers Association, the people who were all around here on George Weah back, down to the very American ambassador issuing a statement and saying that the country, Liberia, was not safe under George Weah. Today, the American ambassador seeing all of those things, and they can't open their mouth to say anything. We're not obsessed of going to America. We're obsessed of saying the truth in Liberia. I'm not freak of going to America that people used to be afraid that when you go to America, then you will never enter heaven. No, look in the face of the people and tell them the truth. Look in the face of America and tell America the truth. We say it because we saw it in this country. Today, they're acting like nothing happening. That's why you people, no respect, sorry to say. Only the ones who respect themselves. But you people in the political space, we just see you as senators, as representatives, as pro tem and other women. We just see you people as what you people are as per your status. But we respect you. We see you as women that have that human feelings. We see you as political women who thrive on politics. Where your interests lie, there where you go. Why you didn't condemn your police for ill-treating? Look how the police ill-treated that woman. Look how they dragged those girls. You could see the girls on their clothes. And you saw it was on screen. Yomli Kanga Lawrence come out shamefully. Cantobo, I watched a disturbing video. So that one with that woman that I just showed you people, she did not see it, she and her people. The one with those young girls that were dragged on the ground, the underwear showing. Did she not see it as disturbing video? Because it involved her police doing it? You're bad. That's why I like how the people, oh God, I see you on this, I see you. I see you. That's human being right there. That's human nature right there. Human nature varies. People are different. Some people appear like angels, but they're wicked to the core. That those people you see, some of the women you see them, they're beautiful, but they are deadly in heart. You look at somebody, you discriminate, and only Satan does that. That is one of the core characteristics of Satan, to discriminate. That is why God put the Good Samaritan story in the Bible to explain human nature and how he accepts and rejects worship. When others are being ill-treated, used, molested, abused, and you see it as nothing, but on the other side, you come up with, I watched a disturbing video, then you go to church on Sunday, and you think you are a full Christian, and you think God is going to accept your worship? No. No, not at all. Look at it. You're going and read that story in Luke. Because God does not discriminate. You don't discriminate against people. Today they're screaming. It's disturbing, and the police have arrested 11. In fact, you release those 11. Whatever the situation, you release those people. What are you holding them for? That's misunderstanding. A misunderstanding. Just say that your women are being ill-treated, girls are being ill-treated in this country. You will mute yourselves. You will act like you ain't know, you ain't see it. Let a sedition or somebody around CDC just do something, and you will see if that police, if Unity Party police ain't naked that girl or that woman, just as her man brought her on earth. Don't then change my name. And every one of them will act like they didn't see it. They will not say anything. That's why things are just difficult for most of those women. Not all of you are beautiful ladies, because you people are not involved with that. I'm not talking to you people. I'm talking those who present themselves as so politically holy. What are you condemning the thing for? You should have condemned the first one. If you women have been condemning previous, together with this one that has happened, then we say, yes, the women of Liberia have been speaking out. Even the people who call themselves human rights, do you know that they have not said anything yet? The people who call themselves human rights, the very human rights defenders, the people who are screaming all the time, yeah. Every little thing in George Weah administration, they were highlighting it. The Female Lawyers Association, the General Advocates, the other one that was on Weah back 24/7, Boaga appointed her. I had to call there, I know, Mombedo or who. All of them in Boaga pocket. So they can't say anything. That's why Boaga went America now. His few Unity Party men say, "Can't let's give you a war. Can't let's give the international community the impression that things are working." Yesterday, you saw what happened in Chikisu factory. The police lied that the boy was not killed, but the people who were on the scene, they say they shot the boy in the head. None of them can say anything. Yesterday, if that was yesterday, all the 1 million human rights organizations and human rights defenders, 24/7, they'll be giving news conferences, calling on the international community. We used to attend the press conferences. They would sit down a day. When they finish introducing, we call on the international community to focus on this country. Liberia is going down the drain. The country, yeah, God. Hypocritical nature. Today, nobody can say anything. Look at the people who have died, the people that were killed. Nobody. Do we have human rights organization in this country again? No. But are they not here? They are here. But you will never hear them, because their mission was to destroy George Weah. With the few dollars they are receiving, Boaga comes to power, even though they are being suffocated. They're not getting any dime from the Unity Party government to do those things that they were doing against Weah, because against Weah, they were getting money from outside sources. The opposition people too were putting $1 or $2 in the pocket, using them as surrogates. The Boaga government in power now, they're not doing it. They don't see the need to give them money. Nobody giving them money from outside, no external source. So the result to just saying the man doing well. The man doing well for the country. The man doing well. Boaga administration is better than we are. In the meantime, they're suffering. Because the shame The shame to come out to say anything because people would say, we gave you XYZ to say XYZ against George Weah. So all of them pretending. That's why you will not hear anybody called human rights defender. You will not hear any organization called human rights days. Nobody. If that railing incident was George Weah administration, forget it. Those police officers that dragged those young ladies, today some of them, they are still living with that psychological scar and practical marks on them. They will have 2 conferences a day. This is Sam Andrew saying it. I'm not second guessing. I'm not using anybody's opinion. I am telling you what I saw over the 6 years of George Weah's administration with these people. Ask yourself, when last you heard a human rights organization call a news conference? When last you listen? When last you listen to an individual as human rights defender talking about the ills in this government? This government isn't perfect. This government is one of the ruthless governments on the face of the earth. Everything they accuse the former government of, they are doing it. They are doing it. There is no free speech in Liberia under this government, no freedom of assembly, no free press, and on and on. The American government come to confirm that the government is disorganized. The American government come to confirm that there is no rule of law in the country, meaning there is complete, total breakdown. The same thing they were saying under the Weah government. We call on the international community and our partner, the United States of America, to come to the aid of this country. This country is degenerating into chaos under this president called George Weah, and on and on. We attended the press conferences. A certain time we got bored with the press conference because it was a template saying the same thing over and over. But you heard the confessions. You heard the confessions from the people. Today, you think the country is peaceful. The country isn't. So back to those women. They are wicked. They are devilish. They are Satanists. You don't discriminate. What will it take you to look at the action of the police and say the police was wrong to ill-treat that woman? Especially somebody who is not putting up any resistance. I want to like the white police, especially the American police. The American police train these people. You don't see ruthlessness in the American police, but you see ruthlessness in these people. Look what that other man did yesterday. They took a gun and pointed it at the people. Yesterday, when we had police, now, please, I am not saying that the George Weah government was 100%. They have their own imperfections. But majority of those things that they accuse the CDC government of, they're doing it. Yesterday, they were saying that the police was shooting live bullet. Did you not hear that? They said it. They said it was wrong for a police to shoot in the crowd. They said the police was shooting indiscriminately. They said the police did use excessive force. They said it yesterday. All of those things we've been around, we heard, we saw, we read, we talked about. They said that it was wrong for the police to shoot in the crowd. Today, it is right for the police of Unity Party to shoot in the crowd. And I cannot tell you how many persons that these officers of the Liberia National Police have killed. The records are there. They killed several persons. And what happened? The only thing you hear is being discharged. The person has been discharged. Discharging or disrobing a person is not a deterrent. The police is still ruthless. The people are afraid. Right now, people are afraid of the police. Not only that, people are afraid when we say that the government has tried to stifle free speech. Even though I disagree with him, it shows that he is a political weakling, especially an opposition figure. But again, you got to understand from whence he speaks. Senator Edwin Snow, when he said that he was withholding for fear of his life, for fear of something happening to him, because the government is good at concocting and going after people. Look at the recent write-up, today's write-up from Amara Conan, Senator Amara Conan. It tells you that Senator Amara Conan is afraid and he has taken a decision to part ways with Unity Party. Look, just read the recent, today, May 8th, 2026, write-up from Amara Conan. Take your time and analyze it. He's simply sending a message across that I am arriving at a decision to leave. If not, something might happen to me. How can government officials be in government? They are afraid of their lives. They are afraid. They're concerned about their safety. They're concerned about their life. They feel that something can happen to them at any time. What kind of government is this? Well, that is the rescue government. And that is the government they brought in. And now they are reaping. That's why God said, he uses the very devil to come out to you when you believe in the devil. Go in Isaiah is there. Terrible. There where we are, my people. But it's not going to remain this way. No, it's not going to remain this way. Change is on its way. This government will live according to the dictates of the people. This is not a Unity Party dynasty. This is the Republic of Liberia. The same way they were critical of the former regime, the same way they must be open to accept criticism. Under Weah, there was free speech, there was freedom of the press, there was freedom of association, there was freedom of assembly. To the extent the United States government and the rest of the international community has that record, they accredited the government of George Weah for maintaining a unique free press atmosphere. These things that are existing today, they did not see it exist. It is the first time in the history of this country that lawmakers are afraid to speak out. The first time that lawmakers fear for their life, that if they talk, something will happen to them. Even lawmakers that supported this government and brought this government to power, now fearing that anything can happen to them at any time, so they are afraid. And now take it or leave it. Very shortly, you hear a given lawmaker leaving the country not to return. Very shortly. These guys are having different thoughts. What did Musa Belete say? 2 representatives, they say they will not be contesting the next elections. Now you think that what they gave you of what unfolding in the legislature, that's all. No, it's something deeper than that. What kind of government will feel comfortable with all these things happening? That nobody is free in the government. Everybody using Joseph Yuma-Bwaka to get at people, because that's what it is. They're using Joseph Yuma-Bwaka to get at people. They're using him. They see him as somebody that they can play on at any time because he loves parable. That's it. We empathize and sympathize with the lady. That was not right. Just put yourself in her shoe. That is my sister. That is your sister. That is somebody's mother. It's not right at all. Whatever the situation, she should not have been treated that way. Everyone who did that, just think, what if it was your sister? What if it was your mother? How would you have felt? But again, look at the age range of the people who did it. They are in their 20s, their 19s, 18s, 25s, young people. Yesterday, they said George Weah was drugging the young people of this country. George Weah is off. He's not drugging anybody again. Buaka is in. Honor the man who they say was drugging people. We never saw those 4 years we are reign. Let's take it as 6. I say 4 years technically because COVID-19 took almost 2, but let's take it as let's take the constitutional duration 4 or 6. Those 6 years we never saw, we never heard, we never read a lady naked, stripped naked in the open. It is only under the Unity Party government we've seen that. And they weren't done by older people. They were done by young people. The expression yesterday, George Weah was drugging the young people. So what can you say today of Joseph Yema Buaka and the young people? Can we say Joseph Yema Buaka drugged the young people to do that? No, that would be foolhardy. That would be ill reasoning on our part because Buaka is not there with them. But the government inability to create the kind of environment by which they will have a refined mentor led that to happen. So we can say that the government added up. You say, oh, you have relieved the people of drug, but you have not relieved them of brutal behavior. So you see, under the Unity Party government, look at what is happening. And you women, you have to be careful with those young guys around. I'm advising you people, you have to be very careful. You have to be careful with these people. We're not putting it on Buaka. We're not like y'all. Our opposition life, we are responsive, we are intelligent, we are refined, we are intellectual. Yesterday, your propaganda was all about instituting war, violence, chaos. We can do that today. What you did yesterday, it is not only you alone who have the might to do that. We can do it today. We can cause situation in this country. We can cause uneasiness in this country. We can make this country chaotic. Just as you did yesterday. But what will it profit us? What will it do for us? Every one of us, one way or the other, will be affected. We put on reasoning. Yesterday, you were more satanic. You took on normal thought and put on Satan thought. To the extent that you were calling for the death of George Weah. Today, nobody calling for the death of Buaka. He's our president. We want him to stay there up to 2029 so that he hand power over to Weah 2029. So we're not hoping anything evil to befall President Buaka. We're not hoping anything bad to happen to President Buaka. We want President Buaka to be healthy, remain healthy up to 2029, which he will cast his ballot, and after casting his ballot, he will turn over to President George Weah. So we wish no evil for President Buaka. We wish that he remains in good health, remains effective, strong, aggressive, even though he is vindictive, even though he is wicked to the core, even though he's unreconciling, just as Satan is unreconciling. But we want him to remain in good health so that he casts his ballot, and then after casting his ballot, he turns over to George Weah. We will do nothing of such that you people were doing. Interestingly, you people are the ones making the news for us. Seditions are not the ones who doing all that we see over the place. You people are the ones doing it. You people are the ones making the news and making the news for the wrong reasons. And we capitalizing on them. We analyzing them. And we sharing with our people and giving them every reason to hold the belief that there is a possibility of Weah's return. And Unity Party is campaigning for Weah. Again, before I leave this topic, let me say, Joseph Human Boakai can turn this country into heaven. It will never, ever give him 2029. That will be doing it for that. Let's get to the economic sabotage trial. A closing argument was held today, and a verdict, acquittal or guilty verdict, comes up soon. We all know, given what we follow to where it's wrong, there is not a sufficient grounded, convincing evidence to indict Weah. The expectation after the closing arguments is high as to which way it is going to go, guilty or acquittal. Again, Weah is in a pole position, given the defense position against the prosecution. He remains upbeat, as well as his lawyers and everyone associated or close to the case. The prosecution know that they did not do anything significant of conviction. Their reliance of a guilty verdict is on politics. It's not on anything but politics. And we know that for a fact. A couple of days ago, the Deputy Minister for Information or Public Affairs, Daniel Sano, what did he say? He said the only thing that is working in President Weah's favor, that excludes him from anything indictment or the government bringing indictment against him, because he is covered by the law protects him. That if he wasn't, we're going to put something against him, we pursue it to the letter. In that same press conference, what did Daniel Sano say? He said, but his man, Samuel Weah, is in it. He will face the full weight of the law, meaning it will take God in heaven to intervene if Samuel Weah would not be found guilty. Daniel Sano, what Daniel Sano said. Meaning that it is already planned, whether jury, non-jury, whether jury have decided a not guilty verdict or guilty verdict, the executive headed by President Joseph Boakai has made it convincingly and evidently clear that Samuel Tueh must go to jail because Samuel Tueh is associated with George Weah. Since we can get George Weah, we are headed into 2029. We will break every part around him so that they do not have the strength to go into 2029. Because when we allow these people to exist, when we can keep them in jail, we keep them outside. 2029, it will be difficult for us. So the game plan is, let's get these people, let's bring these indictments against them, pursue it to the letter, and ensure that we break George Weah's cycle. Because that is the goal. That is the goal. I'm not too sure, but we all are hoping for acquittal. But given what Daniel Sino said, because as low, as small mentally as he is, he exposed the plan. And even before Daniel Sino, they being exposing the plan, because they had always wanted to get to George Weah. That's why you see over the time, the conscience have not been clear. They've been using this Mustafa Kuyate guy to talk about reconciliation. We are in this manner, we are in all the guys. Because just like Teacher Lai said on the show day before yesterday, and that is true, everywhere they go, they bring out the name George Weah. When they go to this place, people bring out the name George Weah. Whether you like it or not, everybody is unique in their own ways. That's why God said, blend your gift. Come on, man. Unity Party people. That's why God said, blend your gift. Meaning, everybody different in their uniqueness. You are Boakai, he is George Weah. You can operate within your terrain. He can operate within his terrain. There are things that you can do that he cannot do. There are things that he cannot do, you can do. But you people should coexist. You people should come together. So they've been pricking their conscience. He said, we try to get at this man. No way. We can't be on this man all of the time. So since we can't get to this man, let's use the common formula. Let's break his surrounding. Because this whole thing here is about 2029, oh. It's about 2029. When they finish with Samuel 12, the people have their list. You will see it. You'll say, oh, Kings FM said it. 99.9% of what we told you from the very day Boakai took the office, from that very moment, he ended the oath. I, Joseph Yeman Boakai, do solemnly swear that I will uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, so help me God. From that moment, Boakai brought his hand down. The evil started. CDC problem started. We started seeing all of the signs. People from within Boakai office, they say, oh, look, you had to hear, Boakai has said this to XYZ. XYZ has told President Boakai, they must do this, they must do that, they must do this, do that. We started seeing the signs. There's something called political indicators. We started voicing it. Some, by the time they heard, they drop it. Some of them, they started testing the water. Some of you people, you're doubted. Here we are today. The justice minister was on the Class Reloaded. When they queried him, they blasted him on Class Reloaded. Why? Yeah, what they said to him. Why you don't want to move with the prosecution of former officials of the George Weah government? That was the latter part of the discussion. And the justice minister felt uncomfortable. What was his response? He said, the law is not politics. It's not waking up one morning and taking everybody and carrying them to jail. Again, he exposed. That's what he said. He said, it's not waking up one morning and taking everybody and carrying them to jail. So the instruction to him was make sure that these people, as the Solicitor General of the country, as the chief prosecutor of the country, as the justice minister of the country, make sure that George Weah, everybody associated with George Weah, let them go to jail so that we have space going into 2029. The man said, the law is not like politics. Meaning, you can use your political power and take a person to jail. But the law is not like that. You have to go to court, present your argument to court, preceded by evidence, and the court will reason. If the court does not see reason, it will chunk it through the window. The panel, those making up the panel or the discussion team, when he said that, you see that they dropped their voices. But they were angry. Must go come and tell you that these people, everything they're doing is based on grudge. We all hope for equator verdict. We all want that. I want that. But don't be surprised if a guilty verdict came. And then the defense will announce an appeal to the Supreme Court. Don't be a surprise. We all want. There's nothing that convincing to indict, to find to a guilty. Nothing, absolutely. Nothing. Everything was just guessing, premises, presumption, just ranting all over the place. Just like they can't prove anything in the arson case. So they drop it. Then they put all their time, energy, and resources on the economic sabotage case, and they started to fast track it. You know that the economic sabotage case, it was every day. Every day. The arson case, it was not every day because they were not too sure, and they're not too sure, so they left it. The economic sabotage case, they say, we ain't giving days in between every day. Let's fast track this thing and make sure that this man goes to jail. I'm not cynical. I'm hopeful. I'm convinced. But on the other side of reasoning, giving all that has been happening that we've been talking about, that the government officials, some government officials have exposed. The people made it clear. They say, oh, I think to go or he cannot, you will go to jail. When you hear a government official saying that, what that tells you? That Boakai has made it clear that he wants that man and every person associated with George Weah to go to jail. That's the game plan. Everything against Weah. That's political. There's nothing. The same procedure by which Weah followed. That's the same procedure they did with the Guinea border. Your ask now, Gafan position on. What Gafan position? Gafan sits in that security category that Weah talked about that he said. But during the argument, they say it does not exist. Then what did they do? The law, they went and tore that part from there that said that the minister can sit on. They tore it from there. When Arthur Johnson had and still has a copy, he argued it to the letter, they somersaulted and say, oh yeah. Then they will change it again to another. When you see all these things happening, what does that tell you? Their minds are fixed. Everything that were the same thing Gafan doing. Where the money going? They're putting the money into, you know how much money, how many millions have gone into NSA? The NSA, Boakai said they should audit. When we tell you that Boakai is just a puppet of a president, you say, oh, we just were talking to the president kind of way. How can you be on earth? You say you have 42 years of experience in governance. Then you come and say that you audit NSA, that you audit the central bank. From 1847 all to Ellen Johnson selling, which one of the presidents you heard calling for the auditing of such a security institution, an elite security institution, is to expose everything, every classified information coming out. And what happened with your government? The government would Doom. Have you heard that in any country they audit the security agency? Have you heard that? But he came and said they will audit the NSA because they see him as a puppet that they can use. So they go to him and say, they want to be audited. Then they put chair down, they put people in for him. They say, read it. The NSA, the National Central Bank of Liberia, and the other institutions should be audited. He said 12 years with Ellen. Did Ellen ever mention the auditing of NSA? That's why Yeke said the man stayed 12 years under Ellen and he never learned. When you stay with somebody, you are understudy. Just as we are with AB. Every day we're learning, we are understudy. So when AB isn't around, we can manage the institution. That is the essence of understudy. That's what they call understudy. You honor somebody. So you're listening, you're watching how the person doing things, how the person doing this, how the person doing that administratively, and all of those things. In meeting, how the person conducts the meeting, what the person says, what the person expects of other people in terms of pieces of advice or instruction. So when the person isn't around now, then you can take, or that's why some people, when they leave the institution they go in, they will be away for a week or two. They ain't worry at all because they know they have capable people there to manage the institution who have learned administration from them. So, Yaka said the man stayed 12 years with Ellen and he learned nothing. That's true. That's true. 12 years. How can you stay 12 years with your boss? You never heard the boss talking about auditing NSA. You never heard that those 12 years. Then your time came, somebody just came from the blind side and said, let's use this man. The man is vindictive. Once he heard George Weah, CDC government, he ready to act. So, Mr. President, yeah, these people put money into this, they put money into the NSA, they put money, they ought to be audited. Then he say, yeah. And the press secretary cool out for again. The president will be addressing the nation. The president can't say address the nation. And it's a central bank. What the other institution? I think he got 3 or 4 to be audited. The common man in the street say, that thing that makes sense. Audit the security agency, you will be exposing everything of the country, the government will collapse. The people who say they know about classified document, they hung on Americone and say Americone was releasing classified information. They tell Bwaga announced the auditing of NSA and the central bank that, Mr. President, you will be exposing classified information. The people, they know what they call classified. Oh, God. I see you, man. So everything against Tue is political. It's political. But we are waiting. We are waiting. Let's see how it goes. The jury will decide. The jury will decide. We are waiting. We are waiting. They disgrace this lady badly. Look here, too bad. But it wasn't anything for them, not at all. Okay, that will be doing it for that. Let's read a few of your comments, and then we get to the line. Parable in chief. Man knows parable. Y'all who want to learn parable, y'all go to Bwaga School of Parable, GMB School of Parable. Y'all who want to learn parable, y'all go there. Man, like parable. That archaic person him seek on parable. We in modern time. He speaks straight. Jesus was using parable many times. Jesus' time was archaic. Jesus not in the time. Jesus' time was different from this time. But Jesus' parable was in line. It made sense. It brought out the difference. It charted a new course for people. It changed their thought pattern. They saw the present and the future in a whole different way. Oh, day, working on president. Oh, day, parable. Everywhere he goes, parable. Everywhere he goes, parable, 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 parable. All right. Let's read a few comments and then we can take your calls. Let's start with Fatu. Fatu Kanan say, well, but he lied. Matthew tried to play some off. Those international community and those so-called human rights organizations all help to bring CDC government down. Under this Bwakai police, others are killing citizens on a daily basis. Liberians are suffering more worse things. David Rare, I think one of the rich deposits God has made in man is the power to make a choice, but the consequences of a wrong choice is dangerous, and that's what they are facing today. Stephen Slaw, the government has a killing squad, so everyone is afraid. Matthew Cholo play again. Some of those, all right, that's the same thing. Emmanuel Broad, when Unit Party government officials raped and sodomized underage girls and boys, Yomlikan Alliance and other women organizations turn a blind eye to those events. But yeah, they are yelling all over the place about the red light market yesterday's event. What a total hypocrisy. Yes, you're right, Emmanuel Bro. That's true, very true. Stephen Sly again, they are on government payroll, so their ugly mouths are sealed. Benson Weah, Madam Pro Tem of the Liberian Senate, can you see that video? A Valicora, the high level of deception is really damaging the country. Let's go to the line. Let's take your call. Then we are out for today. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 98 0375. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, I want to say thank you so much for the show. And I'm Jefferson Slipper calling from the Virginia Speaker District number 11. What's going on now? It is no longer normal. We are now on a normal atmosphere again on Bwaka. And Bwaka himself know that we are still the country massively. That's why he's looking for a place to hang. He's telling people that
You are there, Chief.
it is not stable. Yeah.
Yeah, conclude. N.
Yeah, and you see that not stable people are on to come plenty and we should bear I think he's trying to speak the normal human being now because before when Baka put war out like chick or like abuse, that's why his minister them, all of them, they are so rude and acting arrogant. So thank you.
Have a nice weekend. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah?
Yeah, so what's the difference between the standard 2 case and the Benita Muka case?
You saying you making your position or you asking question?
I'm asking questions because you people are saying that in standard 2 actually go to jail. Yes, so what's the difference between the both of them?
Well, good question. You know who you need to ask? Go ask the people who are pleading. No, it is not for us to answer question, but to state. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Let's go to this one. Yeah, let's take this one. Hello?
Hello, Brother Andrews.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the show and thank you for the deliberation. But saying, what I want to say to you is that if you look at United States giving their report on Liberia that there is no law and order in Liberia, what do you think will come out of that case? If there is law and order in Liberia, there will be free press, free judiciary without government interference. So there is no law and order in Liberia. Joseph Boakai government decides who it can enforce the law on and who it cannot enforce the law on. So when these kind of things are happening, the society breaks down. These are some of the characteristics that the United States can look at and even give travel advisory to their citizens that don't travel to that country not safe. What happened in Liberia right now? So that case, any kind of way it goes, as you were saying, I follow it. It will not be surprising to some of us. But let them just know that what goes around comes around. The millions of that they are pumping to the NSA and taking it for their own use. They will also be prosecuted tomorrow. But Boakai should know that in Europe, in Hungary, in Europe, the president that was there was a dictator. He led the country for 16 years. Viktor Orban. He was massively defeated in an election the last time. 80% of the citizens voted against him. And he did not have any ground to rig the election. He conceded to opposition. It will happen in Liberia in 2029. In Europe, Hungary, 80% of the citizens voted against the man. Because he was a dictator. Everything you're thinking about in Liberia will happen in Europe, on civil our country. And the people moving from power. It's going to happen to Liberia in Unity Party government. So this thing is just a matter of time. They can do whatever they want to do. They will never turn the citizen decision around in 2029. Thank you.
Right. Have a nice day. There in the United States. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon.
Yes, and let me extend afternoon greetings to all that I follow in the show. This is Hussein. My name is Hussein Keo. Not faring well, but I have to call because we have made it our duty to contribute to the discussion whenever you are on the show.
But whose concern it is whether you're faring well or not?
No, it don't have to be here, but I know people who follow the show.
My man, the people who want to know you did not call to you seeking medical assistance. The fundraiser you're doing. No, my man, citizens, your Unity Party man, citizens can help you. Your citizens are good at helping your Unity Party people because your own party they ain't got time for you.
I just returned from the dedicated program at LBC.
And you sick, eh? Yeah, my man. Wait, and you sick?
No, Sam, not necessarily that I have to be complaining of my illness, and I just feel a little chill, but I've already taken charge of it, right? So yeah, let me go to the point, the reasons I called. Sam, on a fair note, we all owe it to our country. Journalists, politicians, teachers, the marketeers, the educated and uneducated people. We owe it to Liberia, and Liberia is all we got. Sam, somebody suggesting that no matter what happened, Mr. Tweed will be found guilty in the name of the case have been compromised. But Sam, you owe it to your country. Truth telling. Testimonies that were provided in the court. Former security advisor to former President Weah, Jefferson Camo, he said before live interview in the court that he was not aware of the phone. Former defense minister of the Ministry of Defense, former President Weah, admitted in the court on oath that he was not aware.
So that is Unity Party position to indict him, eh?
But then,
to find him guilty, people, rather.
No, Sam. No, for today, I want us to be honest with this conversation. Those
My
people.
Man, get out, man. Hello.
Sam, sorry, Andrew. Look, Sam. For instance, be taking all day and waste your time and Diana. Hello, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Thank you for the show. This is my not calling from St. Paul's Fish. Same that boy can get all kinds of things. So we are marrying our own. Jealous and all kinds of things. Let me tell you, their country, the things that happen. You see, really yesterday. What move for inside? Nothing. Men and women were stepping out women naked. Anybody can dress the way they want to dress. If they dress that way, God will wait for you to tell them, say, you don't dress like this. But you went and naked that child. And so they dressed a woman who, let me tell women and all were making her naked. The women were finding lapper to tie around her. What is this yesterday? It was not food. And that boy, you are already trying. Today, they say that boy down. Where is me? They look at me. I said, they come on, we're talking, he put it on, boo. You are someone. What kind of life we living in this? Yeah, our own country, we talk. We can't move. Women, you will get your guys and boys, children. They won't tell them not to go in the streets. The administration is a come on. But the come on thing can get to me. When you will find it tomorrow, thank you, Papa. That's what.
All right. Have a nice day. Hello. Hello. You went off. Back to the women's line. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
I want to find out something. I want to know whether you are a talk host or a journalist.
What's your name? Call your name.
My name is Mamere.
All right. So, Mamere, what's the difference between a talk show host and a journalist?
Because journalists, I know that journalists can take a star. And I noticed that you continue to take star. Journalists can take star.
Journalists can take star. Okay, yeah. We understand that one. So, talk show host, what's the meaning of it?
Talk show host can say anything that they see they say. But journalists can just say things that they see they say.
So, who explained that one to you? Who showed you that one?
Huh? I'm a land person.
Hey, I'm gonna say you not learn. I'm gonna say you learn. So, okay, where you learn have one from now? Oh, you can try again? Where you can get this thing from? So let me give you a simple education, yeah? A journalist, a talk show host means the radio station has a talk show. And the radio station, the management of the radio station looks at a given person and say, you have the capability for this, you that, you're responsible to host the show. That person who is doing it is a journalist. But the person is running a show. Radio runs, when you're saying radio, you're saying programs. This is a program. That kind of program, or that kind of program, they call a talk show, where they talk different issues as they unfold. But that person is a journalist. What kind of journalist the person is? A broadcast journalist. Broadcast is what you on the radio are sitting down now. People all around the world seeing me. People all around the country, they hear me. I am broadcasting. So your goal, the people that can be telling you, if you are a Unity Party partisan, the same thing, say that same thing. When your people sitting on the radio, on FBS, they can be discussing everything, and they can take one side and they supporting Boaka, and the Boaka can be talking. Sorry to say, man, madam, please, I beg you go there. I can talk about educated too. Right? Then you don't even like the other one. Hello? Yeah. Hey, Chief, your line is good. Change your location. Hello?
Yeah, I do, Mr. Andrew.
Yeah.
I'm patient break calling from people, remember the concern like break for justice. Mr. Andrew, when this station was off, we don't want feeding it. This station is for uneducated people, not educated people.
Hey, just tell your own. Everybody entitled to their opinion. Call, say what you call
Mr.
for.
Andrew,
Uh-huh.
Mr. Andrew,
Yeah.
Mr. Andrew, this Samuel 12 case, for me, I get it. Believe that Samuel 12 will be free. Because the government want to do everything to put him in jail. You will hear the Solicitor General say they will win the case. In fact, the lawyer and the people, the judge and the people is a no nonsense judge. Send the case out every year. I don't just say we will win the case there. But the last time the Solicitor General say, same God, the lawyer with the judge with people are no nonsense judge. What do you mean by that? That no nonsense judge. The people already get so on the city, Mr. Andrew. For me, I know Samuel 12 will be vindicated for the case. But a boss, Mr. Andrew, if they do anything to put him in jail, illegally, we know the government can do it. God will be the judge, Mr. Andrew. And you see, nothing happening for the government. Nothing happening good for the government because the people are evil, they are desperate. So, we're not waiting now. So, yeah, the final ruling today, Mr. Andrew. But for me, the government can do anything to put that point in jail. The poor will never for that. So that I'm not point there. Think for the opportunity.
All right, patients. Have a nice weekend. Hello. Lower your radio, Chief. Lower your radio before you call. Hello.
Yeah. We listen.
Yeah. G's partner.
Thank you. I think what we on the line.
you ready again?
The doctor. Lord, this time again, this from a class area.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this time African government, you get to back to the farm masses in my brother.
Huh?
Yeah, get to the farm masses to do in flower time. When I see more in jail, in flower time.
Oh, yeah.
I was sleeping.
Wait. Don't try to think hard. You rushing too much. You in a choir?
No, I'm ready to choir, sir.
You're talking to Team Papa. You're not choir singing. So, you say the representative, domestic representative, Yeka Koluba went to find you in your community.
Okay, I will post it. Video say you will see it.
No, yeah. I know that, man. CC. I want you to say it. I'm not giving you a chance. Say it. Explain it. Who let the people hear it?
Yeka came here today to find Marcy. What you are sleeping in your bedroom? They go now to all. He came to farming today. He said he came from out of the country and out of town yesterday. He came to farming today. I go show you, say go to the statue. I came here. He packed a jeep. I came here to farming today. So they say I'm important in the society. And we push it at Ghana. Well, the Jews have to give you.
G's partner, you ain't small person, man. You ain't small, but we know your ability, man.
But small potato, huh?
God not making you man, Sisi.
No, making you man. Only one again now. Ain't making you so. So you can come from all the way from
You stay on the line with G's partner.
People that want to look at me tomorrow ask me, how are you? If we are to family in class, I hope they will all stand with the rest of Yeke. So most of them will come. I think you saw on the program with a mental photo with me. Which they Luton, talk with me and talk my number. You must say talking every day. You should not see my baby. So I'm giving you nothing.
So what G's partner, so what you can say now? What did you can tell you?
He said he want to find a time to have me. So I'm going to find a time to come and women in cloud time together. So get to I will have the thing with Yeke. So you find me maybe this week, you'll be coming to Ghana, maybe next week after next. So you want me to get that woman. So I will come out with me.
So he gave you that responsibility now to talk to your women, your boys, your girls, your men, to rally them. And you know Yeke's position, eh?
I know Yeke's position.
Yeke's position, the opposition / Weah. So, and you saw all the contest he went in, and you saw what he did, eh?
Yes.
So he back in the city. So that's why he went to see you, because that Moserado, he about to tour Moserado County.
Yes, that's true. We make sure that he will be working.
Gisbana, you small person,
I said, a small potato. Oh, and a baby.
Bwaga will send people to go find you too.
No, not try that. No. Don't get rid of that. Don't get rid of that. I see no demon from me. I want to see that demon. Don't try it. Whenever they come and say, don't laugh, my son. Don't laugh, funny, but don't laugh. It's serious. Don't be like people to make at them when you will call. You call me where?
But where you if the pastor, the chairman pastor Luther Tabe goes there now, he say, I'm looking for Man City. I want to see Man City.
The first thing I will tell them, my dog will chase him first. My dog will wet blanket. I will chase him. Will tell you that he's a demon. He's not a pastor. He's a demon. I can't ever get still out with them. Trust me, Sam, I just can't still out with them. I can't sell my breath. Thank you. I will never do that. If I will die full, let me die full. I can never sell my Bible to Israeli people. Never forget call me on a daily basis. They say call me. But if I can tell, even who can try, he make it. I see will tell you. The thing I told you for that.
The pastor Hussein, carry to call you.
Let Hussein call and say Allah.
Someone,
he called me.
So
he asked me 2 questions.
Someone Hussein will call you. Why he told you?
He said, "Well, come be with me." So I said, "For what?" He said, "When I come to get to," I said, "Talking about what?" He gets to. He said, "I will call you back." I left. The next day he called me and said, "Oh, I just say, I said, no, I'll tell you." And I will can't see me because I can talk on touch you. That one you welcome to come. But you can't say, "But I send you to come see me," and say, "Oh, bring my seat to somebody to see all this and that." That one you took a rusted me. So when you coming for, you better stay away. For that day, you come and number again. Yes. Yeah, I'm telling you, when you say Allah, you call and say Allah. They only call me for ANC. And say, "I've been hearing about you. I will call you. Call me and say for ANC, baby. My foot, my hand out there. So my bum not there. For that day, you call me. I told them, most of them can come again. Use that will call me. I have the time for them. They know me for that one. They can't buy me one day. Let me die for this. Let me die for. So go to the party people and go talk with them or go sit with them. No. And because you can't talking for us. You're something yesterday, today, something about now they're going again. So I was sent by Yeke. Why would they call me a gala? I went to him. He entered my house.
So how G's partner, when he got there, how it was? The people turn out, eh?
No, he walking in a room. When he kissed me, I know that he was coming. When he made a message, he was coming. He just keeps surprising the people. So he found the judo job. We are starting opposite the road. He just keeps simple. No, let's do it. Let's do it behind. You slip now. But when he started calling me, say, Master, somebody kind of want to say, "Yeah, I come for you." Like, all the next time I come here around. Start shaking the man. I come here around. So what happened? Let me send the video now. I can see the photo now. You see it. You put on your screen.
Yeah.
Bear with me. Yeah.
Yeah. You must put it on, man. CZ, you must put it on. Yeah?
Okay.
All right, G's partner. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for the work you do. Keep on.
Okay.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon.
This is the king on the executive of the Concerned Liberian for Justice. You see, this case is a political case. It had no legality. Mr. Andrew, let me take you back a little bit. You remember when the entire Lufa crisis started, they called bonus stuff and started. The House of Representatives so long got fun. And the phone respond on your ear before you press it. He said your national security meeting. You are looking for money to give potential security actors because of the Guinean crisis. So if the first will take money for the central bank as Samuel 12 did, then why do you think they are prosecuting Samuel 12 for the same thing that Gafan was doing? Just the same thing. But we know why a godly fire they made us. A godly fire was a legal man for Grover Muzuka in the John Muzuka case. When Grover Muzuka case went to the full bench, that I appealed the fire after the sentence, that brother refused to carry the fire as a Solicitor General to the Ministry, to the Supreme Court. He sat down. And that found that to a keys. So if they say and see that they are just going to do things on their own, absolutely it will be and proceeding in the wrong direction that will even affect most of them. So thank you very much. Come to now. We are returned to the presidency.
we're happy. And these are the things that we are saying. Because when the leader of the country is very reckless of what he say or what he do, you'll be seeing strange things happening. Whenever he come out, he makes somebody reckless statement, you will start seeing the impact and still on the country negatively. That was too embarrassing. That video is very much drinking, that we were not involved. I was just